Welcome back in one of the Bears Struggle Plays YouTube channel. Today is Monday, December 16th, and I'm back breaking down some more NBA plays. We are going to be looking at the Nuggets going up against the Kings today, and then we have a game probably nobody wants to watch, but the 76ers going up against the Hornets. Probably not going to be able to find it on TV. Hopefully I can find it somewhere because, I don't know, I like watching both of those teams. Call me crazy, but I don't mind watching either of those teams. Going to have a couple player props as well. Before we do that, we're going to talk about Sunday's picks, and we're going to talk about one college basketball play because there is not enough college basketball on the day to make a full video on it. I'm just going to touch on something just really quickly for the college basketball fans out there. But let's take a look at the games for Sunday afternoon first, or night, I should say. Warriors money line. This was the craziest game ever. I think the Dallas Mavericks put up the most points in this game on the season. I think the Warriors also put up the most points on the season. It was 81-74 at half. Steph Curry did play, which helped us a little bit, but the Mavericks couldn't miss a shot. And it's just tough. It's just tough. You can't win everything in the NBA, especially whenever a team's shooting 65% and shooting 55% from three. And the Warriors did a really good job matching them for the most part, but they just couldn't keep up. I think they scored 133 points and still lost by double digits. Memphis minus 3.5. LeBron James got the news about 2 hours before tip-off, 3 hours before tip-off that he was going to be playing in this game. Extremely different from what J.J. Redick said in his couple interviews over the last couple days, saying he didn't know when LeBron James was going to be back. I guess LeBron James decided to be back tonight, and he was good. And so with Anthony Davis, LeBron James being back on the floor just makes the Lakers an elite team. And Anthony Davis did have a monster day. So we did win a player prop. CJ McCollum was horrible. 1 of 5 from 3. Didn't take enough threes. Usually he's between 8 and 10 3-point attempts. But another 1 in 3 day. Another 1 in 3 day. Got to try to bounce back. Before we talk about those NBA plays, let's talk about the college basketball play I'm going to have. 2-0 yesterday. We had Northwestern minus 6.5. And Brooks Barnheiser over 18.5 points. He scored 20 in the game. Didn't look great early, but he did his thing. For the play today, though, we're going to be looking at the TCU Frogs, the Horned Frogs, going up against South Alabama. And I do want to say this right off the bat. TCU is going to be the favorite by a lot of points. They are undefeated at home. They are not that good of a team, I don't think, but South Alabama is so bad defensively, I don't think it's going to matter. I always like to watch the games that I take just for the information. I think that's the best way to learn what teams are good, what teams are bad. You can go off the stats, that's fine, but you got to be able to watch these teams, to see how they are, how they operate, and, if they're just good or not. But I haven't been able to watch TCU this season from the stats. They don't look like a very good offensive team. They look like a good overall team because they play great defense. This TCU team has had some problems, though, this season going up against better opponents. That's not going to be a problem today because South Alabama is not a good team. They have losses to Michigan, Santa Clara, Colorado State, and Vanderbilt, that TCU squad. But South Alabama, they haven't played anybody either. That's why they're sitting with 7 wins, and I do think TCU will be able to score a lot of points in this game because South Alabama doesn't play great defense. TCU will play good defense. That defense will lead to offense. I just don't see South Alabama being competitive. So I'm going to take TCU against the spread. Again, probably going to be a heavy favorite. They are at home. So, I don't know, minus 12.5, minus 13.5. Line's not currently out, but we will play TCU against the spread as the college basketball play. Let's go over to the NBA plays now. This is the NBA video. We're going to be looking at the Nuggets going up against the Kings for the first play. I saw something on Twitter. It was either Twitter or TikTok about some of the best seasons overall in the NBA, best overall individual seasons year by year. It was talking about Nikola Jokic and his box plus minus. If you have a plus 10 or higher, that's considered an all-time individual season. That's only happened 16 times in NBA history where a player has an individual season of plus 10 or higher BPM. And only 4 of the players have had multiple seasons of a plus 10 BPM. That's Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Chris Paul. There has only been 8 individual seasons that a player has been higher than 12 as well. That was LeBron James and Michael Jordan twice. And it said that this season he is on pace, Nikola Jokic, to have well over a plus 12 BPM. So he's going to be joining the club of LeBron James and Michael Jordan, those guys who have only gone over plus 12 a couple times. But then it said Nikola Jokic has already been in this club. He's at a plus 12 BPM for 5 consecutive seasons. So individual performance, He has now 5 seasons with a BPM above 12. Remember, 10 plus is considered an all-time season. He has the 2 best individual seasons of all time. LeBron James sitting at 3rd, but Nikola Jokic has the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 7th best seasons ever by an individual player. I could sit here and make an argument that Nikola Jokic, if he wins a couple more rings, we could be talking about the actual GOAT. I know it's crazy to say because Nikola Jokic doesn't get that kind of love, but I'm very confident in saying he's already the best, scoring center in NBA history. He might be the best overall player in NBA history if he gets a couple more rings. People might not like that, but I think it needs to be talked about. And it's crazy to say. If it's crazy to say, the next 5 or 8 years that he's still in his prime, if he wins a couple more championships, he will be in the GOAT debate. I'm going to go with the Nuggets in this game because Nikola Jokic is on the floor. Jokic, with him on the floor, the Nuggets back-to-back games scoring a lot of points, 120-plus points in both games. The defense has been playing a lot better. They gave up 100 points or less in that last game going up against the Clippers. Looks like Jamal Murray might not be playing in this game. Could be a good thing for the Nuggets because he has been horrible this season. He's a chucker for sure. He has not been making a lot of shots. I think with Nikola Jokic on the floor, I'm going to trust the Nuggets in this game. I'm going to take them on the money line. They are currently -1 going up against the Kings, but I'm going to take them on the money line as the first play. For the next play, we have the 76ers going up against the Hornets. This is a game that a lot of people probably don't want to watch, probably don't even want to take, but I'm going to take the 76ers on the money line. We have some great value here. They're sitting at -2 right now. 76ers, they will have Paul George. They will have Tyrese Maxey. They will have Kelly Oubre Jr. That is plenty to win this game. They're not going to have Jared McCain. Jared McCain, I think it was a meniscus tear in his knee or something. Horrible, horrible injury for him. I mean, he was having a great rookie season. Other one who's going to be out is Joel Embiid, and that's just normal. I think we can all agree that Joel Embiid has missed well over 50% of his games over the last 3 years. Very painful injury, probably. I think it was a broken sinus fracture. He's got the knee injury, obviously, and that's just been his thing his entire career. Kansas, he was injured all the time. Coming in the NBA, he worked hard to get to the size he is. He's a massive body down low. He just can't stay healthy. If he was healthy, he'd be one of the best players in the NBA, but it's just not been his last couple years. I really think he should retire. He's just so injured all the time. He's gotten paid, so he doesn't really have to worry about money for the rest of his life. And I think the best thing for him would be to retire because I've seen the videos of him trying to walk. It's horrible. At some point, you got to think about your life after NBA because if you can't walk after your career, what's the point? You got to be able to live after your career, but he's going to be out in this game. The Hornets, everybody knows LaMelo Ball not playing. Brandon Miller can't do it all. I do think the Hornets have some decent role players. I'm going to be taking one today, but Hornets, without LaMelo Ball, they're the worst shooting team in the NBA. They're the worst shooting percentage in the NBA as well. They can't score any points. I'm going to take the 76ers here on the money line. They're -2.5 right now. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to take them on the money line as the play. Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, plenty for the 76ers to win this game very easily. I'll take the money line as the play. Let's go to the player prop picks. We are going to start with the Hornets. And I talked about this a little bit. We're going to take the Australian Josh Green to go over 8.5 points as the play. Brandon Miller has been shooting a lot over the last several games. In fact, the Hornets and the Bulls set a record in the NBA, missing 73-point attempts a couple games ago. I'm very glad I did not watch that game because neither team can make anything. Also, I wanted to shout out the Tennessee Volunteers women's team. Record of three-pointers made in the game. They made 30 three-point attempts, I believe, on their way to blowing out some team. I don't remember who it was, but they scored like 140 points. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if nobody's guarding you. Making 33s as a team, that's not easy to do. Even if nobody's guarding you, we're going to go back, though, to Josh Green really quick. Significant minute bump over the last several games with the LaMelo Ball being out. We have seen him shoot double-digit times in 4 of the last 7 games. He hasn't been knocking down a ton of shots over the last couple games, but the shot volume alone is enough for me to take him in this one. It is probably going to be a single-digit player prop, which I also love. I do expect this to be a low-scoring game, but with Josh Green playing 30-plus minutes per game, taking double-digit shot attempts per game, shooting 43% of the season from deep, I will take the shot on him to go over his total points, especially with this player prop being set so low. Single digits most likely in this game. Give me the over total points as the play. For the last play of the day, we're going to be talking about Grady Dick, over his total points going up against the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls this season, they've been hit or miss. There's really no in between with this team. They either put up 120 points, give up 100, or they give up 120 points and put up 100. This is one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA, and I do think Grady Dick, who's been very aggressive this season, will be able to go over 20-plus points. The Raptors have been dealing with some injuries all season long. The newest injury is Scotty Barnes. He didn't start the year because of an injury. Now he's back on the injured list with another injury. Noah Manuel quickly as well. So it's going to be R.J. Barrett and Grady Dick doing most of the scoring. I did say Grady Dick has been aggressive. He is definitely aggressive this season. Of the last 3 games especially, he's taken 51 total shots, 30 of those from the outside. That's what I love the most in this game. The Chicago Bulls, they don't defend the paint well. They also don't defend the perimeter well. We should see Grady Dick be very aggressive once again, going to the rim. He's also been very comfortable on the outside. Like I said, 33s over the last 3 games. This is just a guy playing overall great basketball. Sophomore season, confident shooter. He's going to continue to shoot whether he's cold or hot. I do think this number is going to be 17.5. That's where we've seen it at all season long. Might be a little bit higher because of the injuries, but I'm going to take him over 17.5, played up to 19.5 as the final play of the day. Let's go over to the recap graphic. We are going to start with the Nuggets on the money line going up against the Kings. Currently -1. I don't want the -1. I'll take the money line. 76ers, not going to take against the spread. Currently -2.5. I'll take them on the money line as well. Josh Green, over his total points, 8.5 most likely. If it's 9.5, 10.5, I'm still going to play it. Probably I'll stop at 11.5 because we haven't seen him have, that good of games over the last several. He has had 15-plus points 3 times over the last 7. So I'll probably stop playing this at 11.5 final there, and then Grady Dick plays one up to 19.5. I do think it'll be 17.5, though, because that's where it's been all season long for him. But, guys, it's going to do it for the NBA Plays and Props from under December 16th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure drop a like on this video and subscribe channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.